I'm reviewing Gorillaz' album, Humanz.
All my life,
I'm in a steak-in bar, I got debts, I'm at the base of
all my life,
sliding about to my love, and I'm just a heartbreaker. I want
Typically clued in and wised up, Gorillaz, the cartoon face package for former Blur-ite Daman Albarn and artist Jamie Hewlett, returned with a full slate of 14 songs, a long list of musical stars, and almost as long a list of collaborators. Although the material is by and large written by Albarn, the so-called group has always hosted multiple lead voices and heavily played on the ability, thanks to the Hewlett cartoon characters being the public presence, to exist like Game of Thrones' faceless men, being whatever you need them to be. Humanz is all that and more, existing on multiple planes of hip-hop, soul, R&B, techno, Caribbean, American English. There's ideas galore here, many of them pinpoint sharp. If the commentary on the plight of the world in an age of rank venality and stupidity in leadership doesn't matter that much to you, the construction of these songs will leave you at least respectful and often enough open-mouthed with admiration. The blurriness comes in the dissipation of Albarn's voice as author in the multiplicity of collaborators. And they're not insignificant voices either, whether newish star Benjamin Clementine on Hallelujah Money and Danny Brown and Kalela on Submission, to, yes, one of the brothers Gallagher on We Got the Power. What has always been one of Gorillaz' strengths, the ability to house and expose other voices, here serves to pull away from the emotional core of the record. Emotional core may seem a bit precious for what is literally a cartoon band, but look at the way a song such as Andromeda, where Albarn takes centre, works on you. The takeaway from Humanz is not that the record is poor. There are loads of good tracks here, and I'd suggest Submission will be covered soon enough by ambitious types. But rather, while it may purport to have a cohesive story, this is an album enjoyed more in segments, in individual tracks, than in combination. Serving a many-faced God, if you will. So, Daman Albarn as musical Jack and Hagar? Vala de Harris. Who's got some thoughts on Humanz?
I've got some thoughts on Humanz, Bernard. I thought you said...
These humans here?
What is it in general? I mean, they're not
General
really,
humans.
I don't have a lot of them.
Humanz.
I thought you said one interesting thing in there.
Hey, we've made some progress over this season, man.
I'm improving. Next season, I'm going to go for 2.
Let me rephrase
Most
that.
improved.
One of the most interesting things you said there, Bernard, was the fact that the album resonates strongest of all when you actually hear Albarn taking more centre stage vocally, which I really felt the more I listened to this record. Andromeda was the song that you mentioned. Really stuck out to me as being one of the most engaging songs on the record. I don't know whether it's just because I often struggle with albums which have a different singer on each track. And I suppose he is the emotional core of this band. So when he was front and centre, that was when my ears were pricked most.
I agree. There was a track called Busted in Blue as well. That was beautiful, really
That could have been straight
dreamy.
off Plastic Beach as well.
I loved it.
My understanding is the overall theme of the album is sort of confronting a world that's not so much falling apart as being chipped away at by a whole bunch of unpleasant people.
Right.
And there were, I believe, explicit references to Donald Trump initially, but they were removed from the album for whatever reason.
right.
But the overall tone of the album is about a world full of unpleasant people starting to pull away the qualities that make us humans.
Well, I tell you what is unpleasant. The underutilization of Grace Jones.
Oh man, that song, Charger.
You barely heard her on it.
Charger was the song that she finally was on, and that was good.
But they should have had more of her. I felt like it was just like snippets of her, you know. It's kind of like what you were saying about like all the different voices and stuff. It's like, it's kind of interesting when they pop in and out, but I never felt like one really dominated any track, and it kind of felt a bit missing.
Except for Danny Brown, he always dominates, and it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, or Damon. Like they were kind of the only ones who kind of had a moment and made a real sort of cohesive structure, like a proper single. Everything else just felt like bits.
Yeah, it's a shame because, I mean, there's lots of good ideas and there are good tracks on here and you hear them individually. But when you hear it across an album, you're thinking, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? Where am I coming in? It's one thing for an album to have multiple entry points. It's another thing to have an album that's full of exits. For me, the songs individually would make it. Individual songs would make it a 4-star album. But because it just doesn't hang it together well enough, I've dropped it back to 3.5.
oh, me gain up all those glory. The world is mine, the whole light me taking slowly. Happy days me call it, now my bun sad story. Anywhere me there in the world, my dogs them round me.